Oregonians approved Measure 109 in 2020, opening the door to legal psilocybin therapy treatment in Oregon. Now the rollout of the program is beginning. Psilocybin is a psychedelic derived from what are commonly called magic mushrooms and used to treat a variety of mental health issues. Here to talk about the psilocybin rollout is Angela Albee, manager of the Oregon Health Authority's Psilocybin Services section. Welcome to Eye on Northwest Politics, Angela.
Thank you so much, Ken.
Well, let's talk first about what psilocybin is. What are the treatment benefits of psilocybin?
Yeah, so high quality clinical trials have shown that psilocybin can be beneficial for treating anxiety, depression, trauma, also certain forms of addiction. And so, we've already done a scientific literature review with our Oregon Psilocybin Advisory Board, which is available on our website. And a lot of these trials and studies can be found there, along with cultural and anthropological information that really talks about the thousands of years of experience and wisdom from Indigenous community practice, as well as what's been happening around the unregulated space for a long number of decades.
What are the side effects of psilocybin?
I think it varies from person to person. So there are reports of temporary nausea. Sometimes people have elevated blood pressure. Other times, some folks might have an elevated heart rate. Others might not have any of these effects. Some other folks have reported to experience, beautiful sort of images, and so it really varies from person to person. And the effects of psilocybin ultimately, the intent of what you're going in to work with might also determine, what shows up for you while you're in a psilocybin journey.
Is the supplier and grower network in place now, and will there be enough supply?
Well, first and foremost, we just started accepting applications for licenses on January 2nd. So I do have some numbers, and to date, we've received 3 submitted applications for the manufacturers that you're referring to, and 2 service center applications, and 58 worker permits. So what that means is we'll be reviewing applications for licenses, and once all 4 license types, the licensed applications for manufacturers, testing labs, service centers, and facilitators are reviewed and we issue licenses, then service center doors can open. It doesn't take a lot of psilocybin. It doesn't take a lot of space. It doesn't take a lot of resources to cultivate psilocybin. So we imagine that we'll have plenty of psilocybin products, but that all depends on the number of licensees and how much psilocybin they're going to cultivate. We do have production limits that we have set in our statutory requirements. So there will be a cap on how much psilocybin can be produced in order to meet the needs of clients, and at the same time ensure that there's no psilocybin products going into the unregulated space.
That's a good point, because are you concerned about a black market for psilocybin once this is legalized in terms of treatment?
Well, I mean, I think it's important to recognize that psilocybin grows naturally throughout the world. So it is not hard to go for a walk in the Pacific Northwest and to find psilocybin producing mushrooms. The issue is with this regulated framework, you'll know that your products are safe. You'll know that the species has been identified through product testing. You'll understand the potency and the amounts of psilocybin that your products contain. And of course, you'll have a supervised model where you'll have support from a licensed facilitator, and a regulated setting. So the safety aspect is really important, making sure people understand the products they take. I think that there definitely is already a lot of psilocybin across the world in the unregulated space. And a lot of this is a result of, spiritual and ceremonial practices and thousands of years of of use and practice. And so I would say for this, this is not a dispensary model. So, you won't be able to go into a dispensary, purchase psilocybin, and then leave and take it off site with you. This is a very regulated model. So I think, our product tracking system, as well as our production limits, will really help prevent any kind of psilocybin products from going into the unregulated space.
We've spoken with prospective providers and clinicians who are concerned about the cost of getting into the program. Here's what one of them had to say earlier this week to us.
It's also very expensive. It's $10,000 to have a service center license every year. And so those are kind of big roadblocks.
Well, is that number accurate? And what do you say about the cost both for the clinics and for the patients?
Yeah, so we're very concerned about affordability as well. So for the clients that want to access services, this won't be covered by insurance at this time. And for the licensing fees for, our service centers, manufacturers, and testing labs, $10,000 is the licensing fee. There is a reduced fee opportunity for those folks that qualify for certain criteria. The facilitator licenses are $2,000 per year. And the reason why these licensing fees are so expensive right now is that when Measure 109 was passed by Oregon voters, it created a fee-based structure, which means the cost of all of our sections work, licensing, regulating, and all the work we're doing has to be covered by licensing fees. And so there are currently no state dedicated funds to help subsidize the cost of either licensing fees or services for those clients that are interested. We are working closely with our Oregon Psilocybin Advisory Board and members of the community and members of the public to really look at equitable licensing fees and how we can continue to make sure that we're working on affordability as we move forward.
What's the timetable for rolling out the treatment centers?
Yeah, so as soon as we begin issuing licenses, then those folks who are licensed can begin their work. And it doesn't take very long for psilocybin to be cultivated. And if there's further processing into extracts or edible food products, then that might take a little more time. But we're not looking at a long growth cycle, maybe 3 or 4 weeks on average. And so really, it's really about getting those licensees up and running and reviewing those applications. There are a number of reasons why some of those licensees might need a little more time before they submit applications. We're hoping by the second quarter of this year, we'll have some service center doors opening. And if not, we know that that will happen, sometime in 2023, but we're really hoping to make that available to clients as soon as possible.
Angela Albee of the Oregon Health Authority, thanks for being on Eye on Northwest Politics.
Thank you so much.